In this video, I wanted to talk about the geography and demography of the country in which I was born, Austria. Now, while I have visited the country 2 times in my life that I can remember, I spent most of my life living in the United States, specifically Tennessee. So, because of that, I don't speak German or Deutsch very well. I will make the mistake of mispronouncing German and Austrian words. So please be forgiving in this video, as I will do my best in presenting accurate information while trying to pronounce German words correctly. Also, I will be providing only a little bit of information about Austria's geography and demography, as there is so much to talk about with this small yet fascinating nation. In the future, I will be making more detailed and longer videos covering the history, topography, and demography of Austria. That is, if I can just stop procrastinating and make them. Anyways, let's get on with the video. Austria is a small, predominantly mountainous country in Central Europe, approximately between Germany, Italy, and Hungary. It has a total area of 83,871 square kilometers, or 32,383 square miles. Just for comparison, here's my home state of Tennessee next to Austria. And here is the gargantuan state of Texas swallowing up Austria. It, like most countries in Europe, is smaller than many American states, as Europe is not that large of a continent as people think it is. The landlocked country shares national borders with Switzerland and the Principality of Liechtenstein to the west, Germany and the Czech Republic and Slovakia to the north, Hungary to the east, and Slovenia and Italy to the south. Austria measures approximately 600 kilometers in its longest east-west extension, and can be divided into 5 areas, the biggest being the Eastern Alps, which constitute 62% of the nation's total area. Fun fact, the Grossglockner is at 3,798 meters above the Adriatic, or 12,461 feet, the highest mountain in Austria, and the highest mountain in the Alps east of the Brenner Pass. The Austrian foothills at the base of the Alps and the Carpathians account for around 12%, and the foothills in the east and areas surrounding the periphery of the Pannoni Low Country amount to about 12% of the total landmass. The second greater mountain area, much lower than the Alps, is situated in the north, known as the Austrian Granite Plateau. It is located in the central area of the Bohemian Mass and accounts for 10% of Austria. The Austrian portion of the Vienna Basin makes up the remaining 4%. Although the Alps are beautiful, they make many areas of Austria uninhabitable. Austria's so-called areas of permanent settlement, regions that are cultivated, continuously inhabited, and used for transportation, but do not include forests, alpine pastures, or barren land, cover only 40%, or 35,000 kilometers of the country. Less than 1/5 of Austria is arable and suitable for conventional agriculture. The great majority of the area of permanent settlement is in the Danube Valley and the lowlands or hilly regions north, east, and south of the Alps, where approximately 2/3 of the population lives. Austria's national borders and geography have corresponded very little. Since the fall of the Western Roman Empire, the Alps and the Danube have not served to mark political boundaries. Even within Austria, provincial borders were only occasionally set by the ranges and the ridges of the Alps. Although the Alps did not mark political boundaries, they often separated groups of people from one another. Because in the past the Alps were impassable, inhabitants isolated in valleys or networks of valleys developed into distinct regional subcultures. Consequently, the inhabitants of one valley frequently maintain dialects, native or traditional dress, architectural styles, and folklore that substantially differed from those of the next valley. Differences were great enough that the origins of outsiders could easily be identified. However, mass media, mobility, prosperity, and tourism have eroded the distinctness of Alpine regional subculture to a great extent by reducing the isolation that gave them their particular character. Despite the Alps, Austria has historically been a land of transit. The Danube Valley, for centuries Central Europe's aquatic link to the Balkan Peninsula and the Orient in the broadest sense of the word, has always been an avenue of east-west transit. Within the Alps, 4 passes and the roads that run through them are of particular importance for the north-south transit. The Semmering Pass on the provincial border of Lower Austria and Styria connects the Viennese Basin and the Meuse and Mur valleys, thus providing northeast-southwest access to Styria and Slovenia, and via Carinthia to Italy. The most important pass in the Austrian Alps is the Brenner Pass, located in the Austrian-Italian border in Tyrol. At 1,370 meters, it is one of the lowest alpine passes. The route up the Inn Valley and over the Brenner Pass has been historically an important and convenient route of north-south transit between Germany and Italy, and provides the most direct route between Europe's 2 most highly industrialized regions, Germany and northern Italy. Austria is a federal republic consisting of 9 states. Those 9 states, and I hope I'm pronouncing them correctly, are Burgenland, Carinthia, Lower Austria, Salzburg, Styria, Tyrol, Upper Austria, Vienna, and Vorarlberg. Vienna is unique in that it is both a city and a state. Austria's constituent states are not mere administrative divisions, but have some legislative authority distinct from the federal government. In other words, in matters of culture, social welfare, youth and nature protection, hunting, building, and zoning ordinances. In recent years, it has been questioned whether a small country should maintain sub-national legislatures. As of October 2020, Austria's population was estimated to be nearly 9 million. The population of the capital, Vienna, exceeds 1.9 million, or 2.6 million including the suburbs, representing about a quarter of the country's population. Vienna is by far the largest city. Graz is second in size with 291,007 inhabitants, followed by Linz at 206,604, Salzburg at 155,031, Innsbruck at 131,989, and Klagenfurt 101,303. All other cities have fewer than 100,000 inhabitants. The town in which I was born in, Kitzbühel, has a population of literal over 8,000 people. I don't really remember much about this town, so all I can say is that it's a pretty typical Austrian town, in my opinion. Austria's population is made up of as follows. 81% are made up of Austrians, 6.3% are ex-Yugoslavs, 2.7% are Germans, 2.2% are Turks, and 8.7% are made up of other ethnic groups. The total fertility rate in 2017 was estimated at 1.52 children born per woman, below the replacement rate of 2.1. It remains considerably below the high of 4.83 children born per woman in 1873. In 2015, 42.1% of births were to unmarried women. Austria subsequently has the 12th oldest population in the world, with the average age of 44.2 years. Like many other European countries, Austria has been seeing a very slow population growth and somewhat of a decline due to improved standards of living, access to education, and a great healthcare system. The life expectancy in 2016 was estimated at 81.5 years, 78.9 years for males, and 84.3 years for females. Standard Austrian German is spoken in Austria, though used primarily just in education, publications, announcements, and websites. It is mostly identical to Standard German of Germany, but with some vocabulary differences. The Standard German language is used in formal contexts across Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and Liechtenstein, as well as among those with significant German-speaking minorities, which includes Italy, Belgium, and Denmark. However, the common spoken language of Austria is not the Standard German taught in schools, but Austro-Bavarian, a group of Upper German local dialects with varying degrees of difficulty being understood by each other as well as by speakers of non-Austrian German dialects. Now, onto Austria's climate. The greater part of Austria lies in the cool temperate climate zone, where humid westerly winds predominate. With nearly 3/4 of the country dominated by the Alps, the alpine climate is predominant. In the east, in the Pannonian Plain and along the Danube Valley, the climate shows continental features with less rain than the alpine areas. Although Austria is cold in the winter, averaging between -10 to 0 degrees Celsius, summer temperatures can be relatively high, with average temperatures in the mid-20s and the highest temperature of 40.5 degrees Celsius or 105 degrees Fahrenheit recorded in August of 2013. It is important to note, though, that Austria may experience very cold, severe winters, but most of the time they're only around as cold as those in somewhat comparable climate zones, for example, southern Scandinavia or Eastern Europe. As well, at higher altitudes, summers are usually considerably colder than in the valleys of lower altitudes. The subarctic and tundra climates seen around the Alps are much warmer in winter than what is normal elsewhere, due in part to the oceanic influence on this part of Europe. Well, I feel I gave enough adequate information about Austria in this video, as I don't want to ramble on for too long going into specific details about this wonderful country. As I stated in the beginning of the video, I will in the future do more videos that will go into further detail about Austria. But with that said, I would love to recommend another YouTuber who makes videos specifically about geography. Geography Now is a wonderful education channel that is covering each country of the world in alphabetical order. Barbie, the creator of the channel, is fun and entertaining to watch, as he really gives the best details of countries in his short videos. He made a video about Austria that I highly recommend everyone to watch, and will link in the description below. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and feel free to leave a comment down below of where I made mistakes, and hopefully you guys will like to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day.